Hey. So, how are we after that? Not good. Yeah, me too. I'm here to talk about whatever the hell Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2 was. I don't even know, like, what to feel. Because I just feel like I just got queer baited so bad. And I feel like collectively, not even just the Byler fandom, just everybody in general can agree that it sort of let me down. Let us down. As soon as I, like, finished the last episode of Volume 2, I just had to go to sleep and I was just sitting there like, what did I just watch? Because the coming out scene, I knew as soon as he sat down, I was like, oh, okay, it's happening. And I expected, like, something to happen, and it was honestly, it was kind of offensive how bad it was. Like, hold on, I wrote down a whole rant about it, let me get it real quick. I was gonna make a Byler video, before Volume 2 released, but I obviously did not get to that, because I came up with the idea to just make one of my own, like, 3 days before, and I was like, this is not gonna work. But I have all the talking points still, like, saved. But I guess it's a little too late for that. I don't even know if I have any. Like, I'm hanging on to the very small bit of hope that I have. Like, I don't know. They just threw an entire 5-season storyline that's been building up out the window. Like, they could have done so much with the potential they had in Volume 1. Like, the flirting scene, the speech Robin gave, like, no, he's not your Tammy. He's not. Tammy and Robin barely knew each other. Dare I say they were like, she never talked to him, or she never talked to her because she was too scared. And it's so fake. Because now, Will's just sitting there like, he was my Tammy. No, he was not! As far as, like, the upside down storyline, I like where that's going. Like, I sort of predicted that, Dimension X, or I guess they call it the Abyss, was going to come into play in some sort of way, and they were going to explain how it worked, but they were too focused on that the whole time. Like, that's the only thing they were focused on. They were too focused on Jancy breaking up. Like, what? I watched episode 1 and 2 with my mom, and I sat on the couch, and whenever that scene happened between Jonathan and Nancy, I was like, so are they getting married or are they breaking up? Like, what's going on? And apparently the Duffer Brothers confirmed that they were breaking up, which I guess I sort of perceived that scene that way. Like, I kind of took it that way, but it was not very obvious. And honestly, I felt kind of, I didn't know how to feel about it. I was just, like, kind of in shock. And then I woke up this morning and I watched this creator's video. I love all of her videos, all of her Byler videos. I watch them religiously. But I was watching and I was looking at the comments and, like, people hate this season. People hate it. Someone was like, Stranger Things is now not one of my favorite shows anymore, which is sad. I don't know if I would go that far because I still love Stranger Things. I've loved that show since I was 8 years old, but I don't know, like, I just don't know how to feel. Nobody could have predicted the direction that they took Byler in, or just the whole season in. Like, it made no sense. I have my rant pulled up on my computer here, so let me read it off. I'm actually so disappointed in Volume 2. The writing was so bad. Will is back to being a shell of a character. That point, yes, okay. We know in the other seasons, like, Will basically had no personality, and that's not dissing Noah or anything, even though I don't like Noah. Anyway, it's not like his acting, that's just how he had to be. That's what was in the script. It's just like, he was only being used as a tool to help defeat Vecna or help defeat the Mind Flayer. Like, he really wasn't a part of the group. And he was only a part of the group in season 1, I feel like, genuinely, and then he just sort of stood on the sidelines and did nothing. And in season 5, they finally gave him some personality. He talked to Robin, and I loved their friendship. I love it so much. And then they made Will become how he was in the other seasons. Like, they made him just a tool to help defeat Vecna, because now he has power. He can channel Vecna's powers. Like, I just feel like in the finale, where could they possibly go with Will? Like, in the first volume, in the first 4 episodes, they actually gave him some substance and made him feel like a character for once. Same thing with Mike. He's always been, except he's kind of the opposite. He's always been, like, such a strong character. He's the heart of the group. But now, he literally did nothing. Name one thing he did in the whole volume. He just sat there making facial expressions. And he hugged Eleven, like, once. And that was literally all he did. And based on the trailer, with that one scene where he's like, actually, he's a sorcerer, I was expecting him to, like, glaze Will, like, so much. I was expecting more Byler, honestly, this volume, because of how they were acting based on the trailer. Like, he was defending him. And that did not happen. There's so many loose ends that haven't been tied up. Why would they spend this long building up a relationship between Mike and Will, even if you're not a Byler? Just if you've seen any of the evidence, you know, a lot of it is pretty incriminating. Like, a lot of them is like, why would they do that? Unless something wasn't gonna happen. Unless they were trying to lead us on to think that it would. And then just like, nope, sorry, we lied. You are like Papa. Sean Levy, when I catch you. Not to mention the coming out scene. He wasn't doing it for himself. He wasn't doing it to feel liberated, like, to get this weight off his chest. He was only doing it because Vecna was going to use it against him. And he's like, well, Vecna can't see me as weak anymore because I love myself. Guess what, guys? I love myself, and it only took 1 episode. Like, it should not have played out this way. He didn't seem like Will to me at all. Like, Will would not have done that. Will would not have announced his sexuality in such a way, in front of 15 people, half of which he doesn't know. Like, he would not have shared it to anybody individually. He would have said it to Jonathan, his mom, and Mike. That's the only people he would have told about that. Actually, maybe not Mike. Like, that doesn't feel like Will to me. He's so introverted. I don't think he would sit there and do that. It's not looking very good for them right now. I just bought this beautiful poster. And now I'm, like, disappointed. There's also this over here. 3 of them have fallen off of the, like, Tortured Post apartment. I don't have debut, so that one didn't fall. Evermore in 1989, I put it back up there, but they fell on me. Anyway. I need to, like, tape them to the wall because they keep falling on my head when I'm trying to sleep. That was so off track. Anyway, not to mention, this is going back to what I said about them focusing on, like, the Vecna storyline, or, like, whatever's going on in the wormhole or whatever. They focused on that way too much. They didn't focus on any of the characters' feelings, or they didn't focus on any of them individually. I thought we were gonna get, like, a flashback with Mike, maybe realizing his feelings for Will, or at least some clarity. Like, we didn't get any clarity. They just randomly dropped the bomb. He was like, where's my Tammy? It's just really disappointing to see them throw away a storyline and a story built on outcasts. Like, what is my mic? This is a story about... What the heck? Sorry, I, like, unpaused my music and Lush Life by Zara Larsson started playing in my headphones and I got really confused. Anyway, this is a show about people that don't fit in. They have literally spent all of season 1 getting bullied. Mike jumped off a fucking cliff. Like, this is not... Now they took the direction that I really hoped they wouldn't take. And that is not pursuing Byler just to protect the straight homophobic audience that would stop watching the show. Like, we have 1 episode left. You did not have to do that. Like, the show's ending. You don't have to defend people like that anymore. Like, there's no need. But they did it anyway. So now us Bylers look delusional, which I will admit some people take it a little, some people make some stretches, but most of the evidence that I wasn't even a Byler until season 5, and I completely understand it. Like, I've watched so many videos. I've probably watched like 30 hours worth of Byler videos in the past month, and there's just no way that all of that that's not a coincidence. And they could have at least shut down the Byler rumors. Like, if it wasn't going to happen, the Duffers could have done what they did with Eddie, and they could have said, like, he's not, because they said about Eddie in season 5, they said he's dead, he's not coming back, he was only a season 4 character, and they shut down those rumors. Same with Jonathan and Nancy. People were like, did they break up? Like, what's going on? They said they broke up. Okay, they shut down the rumors. The cast has been continuously hinting and mocking Byler over and over again, and nobody has shut it down. So of course we're gonna think it's happening. And also with Noah, he said, like, oh, Byler fans are gonna be satisfied. I am not satisfied. I will never be satisfied. I will never be satisfied. Sorry, I had to. Anyway, like, he also said that he had most of his scenes with Finn. Where was that at? I didn't see that anywhere. Unless it's in the last episode in the epilogue. But they've barely been together this whole season. The only memorable scene they had together was, like, the flirting scene where he, like, shoves him, and he's like, you're kind of like Vecna. He's like, no, I'm not. Like, that was the only thing they had together, truly. And also the Mr. What's-It scene with the pipe. That was such good symbolism as well, and they just didn't pursue it. The only way I see Byler working out, truthfully, it probably won't, but the only way I see it happening is if Mike either gets married, or I think this is the most plausible solution. I don't think it will happen. He talks to Robin. Like, Robin gives him the speech, and he's like, I don't have to be his Tammy. Like, he's like, I don't have to, it doesn't have to happen like this. Like, I don't have to be his Tammy. And then he goes and tells his feelings to Will. But that's the only way I see it happening. Or, it could happen like it did with 11 in season 4 in the tub. When he says he loves her and he gives her that whole speech. It could be like that, like Will is about to die or something, or like it's the climax of the episode and they're defeating Vecna, and, you know, something's happening to Will, and he eventually is like snaps and tells him all of his feelings. Like, I feel like something like that could happen, and he tells Will how much he loves him, and that would, you know, that's what motivated Will to kill the Demogorgons, was because he channeled his feelings, and he finally, like, accepted himself. So I feel like that could happen, but I don't think it will. The Wills have eyes. The Wills have eyes. Is my dog at my door right now? Let's go let my fat dog in. Hold on. That scared me so bad. Come in. That actually scared the shit out of me. Them not having the Byler storyline is so forced. They're trying to make it not happen last minute. Like, I was hoping something good would happen to Will, because my boy has had the worst luck of anybody in the whole show for like 5 years. And now his best friend, who he's been in love with his whole life, it's unrequited. Mike was like, he was genuinely like dead inside. Like, he did not act at all, and that's not a diss to Finn. They did him wrong. Like, he genuinely had no personality. Like, he didn't do a single damn thing. When we know he's the heart of the group and he would have been fighting for Will's life, but he just didn't do anything. He got up and hugged him. Not to mention, it's not obvious at all that Maleven is still together. It's been 18 months, so almost like 2 years in a year and a half in the show time, and that we don't know what's happened between them. They never addressed that. The only thing that they addressed was that Max was still in a coma. I am very excited that we have Max back. That was the best part of the whole season, honestly, was getting Max back. Holly not escaping, though, was really frustrating. Like, what the hell? I keep going on side tangents. Anyway, I don't know why they're still dragging it out. Like, they weren't even remotely romantic, but they haven't said that they have broken up either. Like, they clearly hate each other. Like, not hate, but they definitely are not suitable to be in a relationship with each other. They're not compatible. I said it. Shoot me. Like, genuinely, why was the best character this season Karen Wheeler? She ate once again. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She's still a little bit of a creep for, almost cheating on her husband, with an 18-year-old. But she did kill those demodogs, so. Not that that's redeeming, though. Honestly, I think 11 is such a baddie. She doesn't need... Mike has been That's my dog. Mike has been holding her down and pulling her back from being the best version of herself that she can be. Because all she does is crash out at him. He's like, you can't even write that you love me. Like, she does not need him. The reason Mike has acted like such a bad person, such a toxic boyfriend to 11 is because he was in love with Will, and that was making him act out. That was he didn't know how to feel. He was taking his frustration of not knowing who he was out on 11, and that's why they just didn't work. I do believe he truly loves 11, just not like that. Now he wants out. Are we serious? No. Hold on, I'm filming. I just feel like Mike would become automatically such a better person, such a better boyfriend. And he would truly become, like, a good, like, a really happy person if he truly, like, if him and Will, like, pursued a relationship. But it didn't happen! I feel like season 4 was a really Byler-heavy season, and, like... Will, can you shut up? Will would not have tried to pursue Mike and would not have been flirting with him this season if they hadn't broken up. Do you know what I'm saying? He is like the biggest Maleven shipper, because that van scene where he's like, you know, telling him that she loves him and telling him to pursue her, like that, he wouldn't have gone after her man, his sister's man, if they weren't broken up. This piece of hair is really making me mad. I didn't curl it. Whatever. They have a lot of explaining to do. This is my conclusion. They have so much explaining to do in the finale that I don't think that they're going to explain, but they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of loose ends to tie up, and they have a lot of things to explain. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. Tell me how you feel. I will be reading probably all of the comments if this even gets any comments, because I've never posted a video before. But let me know how you feel. And this is gonna be a long 6 days, not trying to, like, obsess over this. These are my socials, by the way. I know I never posted a video before, but yeah, go follow me. Bye.